All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to decode the unspoken language that every single one of us uses, whether we realize it or not. You know, it's that secret conversation that's always happening, just beneath the surface. And learning how to read it, well, it can totally change how you connect with everyone around you.
Come on, we've all been there. You're in a conversation, you're getting a certain vibe, but the words just don't quite match the energy in the room. And you're trying to read between the lines, but what if the real story isn't being told in words at all? What if it's all in the gestures, the glances, and even the space between you? Let's break it down.
So where do we even begin with this hidden language? Well, let's start by looking at the signals people send out, often without even realizing they're doing it, that can tell you what they're really feeling.
And the key word there is subconscious. These aren't some kind of calculated moves, right? I mean, think about it. You don't decide to blush, and you don't tell your heart to start beating faster. These are gut-level, involuntary physical reactions, which is exactly why they're often a much more honest window into someone's feelings than their carefully chosen words ever could be. Okay, so one of the most powerful signals, it's almost primal really, is how we use space. The physical distance between two people can say so much. Let's look at how someone might try to close that gap when they're interested.
And you'll notice this kind of happens in stages. First, maybe they just happen to stand a little bit closer to you in a group. Then, the next step might be that brief, super light, accidental touch on your arm while they're making a point. And finally, you get the classic moves, finding a small, plausible excuse for contact, like brushing an imaginary piece of lint off your jacket. Each step is just a subtle, socially safe way of testing that personal space barrier.
All right, so from the space around us, let's zoom in on the most expressive canvas we have, the human face. This is where some of the most powerful and honest signals get sent, a lot of the time without us even knowing it. And it often starts with the eyes.
I mean, there is a world of difference between polite eye contact and a gaze that's saying something more. A standard social gaze, that just says, yep, I'm listening. But an intimate gaze, that's different. It's held for just a beat longer than normal. It feels softer, more focused, and it communicates an interest not just in what you're saying, but in you.
Okay, here's a fun one, and you'll literally miss it if you blink. It's called the eyebrow flash. It's that quick, almost invisible little lift of the eyebrows when someone recognizes you or is genuinely excited by what you're saying. It's this totally universal subconscious signal that's basically saying, hey, I see you and I am definitely interested.
And yup, our mouths can be total traitors sometimes. These little unconscious gestures, like biting or licking the lips, they often pop up when we're feeling excited or have a bit of nervous energy. Part of it is a self-soothing thing, but intentional or not, what does it do? It draws all the attention right to the lips.
Now this one is super fascinating, psychologically speaking. Our brains are wired in this really cool way. When we're highly focused or emotionally engaged with something, or someone, our blink rate can actually speed up without us even realizing it. So if you notice someone's blinking gets faster during a really intense part of your chat, that's a powerful subconscious sign that they are completely locked in.
But, you know, it's not always about one single gesture or glance. Sometimes, the biggest clue of all is a shift in the entire atmosphere. It's that moment when you notice a person's whole energy and demeanor just change the second you enter the picture.
And really, this gets to the heart of it. At the end of the day, the clearest sign isn't a single action. It's a feeling. It's that moment when someone's whole face just lights up when you walk into the room. You'll see it. Their posture opens up, their smile gets more genuine, their laughter sounds a little freer. This overall shift in energy, this unmistakable sense of pure joy in your presence, well, that's probably the most telling signal you can get.
Okay, so we've talked about how to spot these signals. But what you do with that knowledge, that's a whole other story. And I need you to listen up, because this part is absolutely crucial. This knowledge comes with some serious responsibility. Let's be 100% crystal clear about this, because it is the single most important takeaway of this whole thing. Recognizing a potential sign of attraction is not an invitation. It is not a green light. It is simply information. And the most respectful, mature thing you can do with that information is use it to navigate your interactions with more empathy and awareness.
And this is where we need to be smart and respectful, right? First off, context is everything. A friendly touch on the arm from a friend could be just that, friendly.
Always, and I mean always, respect personal boundaries and put the other person's comfort first. It's so important to honor existing relationships. A momentary signal doesn't just erase commitments people have. And ultimately, remember this, recognizing something is not the same as acting on it. Self-control is maybe the highest form of respect you can show someone.
So as we start to wrap this up, let's kind of reframe what this is all about. This isn't about becoming some kind of human lie detector or a people reader. It's really about learning to listen better, not just with your ears, but with your eyes, with your intuition, and with your empathy.
So we've covered the big ones, right? The power of proximity and touch, all that incredibly telling stuff happening on the face, and of course, that undeniable shift in someone's pure energy. These are the core channels of this unspoken language that you can start to tune into.
So, here's the final thought I want to leave you with. This knowledge, it isn't some kind of superpower for jumping to conclusions or trying to manipulate situations. It's an opportunity. It's a chance to become a more observant, compassionate, and respectful person. The real win here isn't just decoding people. It's about building better, more honest connections. So the real question is, how will you use this understanding to listen just a little bit more deeply?